Intercepted in the back of the end zone.
In fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
In fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
In fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
In fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across.
you can't really say. It's gonna play. I feel. Seattle got much. Is it? Are they doing live this year? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the animals.
Oh, that's right. Good. That's. I mean, the Stanley Cup Finals their first year.
Bruins. Celtics are just shocking.
It's gonna be Bruins Devils in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Love this. Okay, right now.
You see Prince William and Prince's Gate the other night?
Which game is that?
The Celtics game. Against the yeah. They were sitting in between. They were sitting in between the mayor of Boston and the governor-elect. So it was like so Michelle Wu, the mayor of Boston, was like was sitting next to Princess Kate, and then Maura Healey, the governor-elect, was sitting next to Prince William. So they were supposed to.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Mount St. Charles, Robert Alwar Arena
So they were
for
supposed
the
to.
U15 Tier 1 USA Hockey between your Mount St. Charles County and the Florida Alliance. We are dedicated to say thank you to the men and women of the armed forces who have sacrificed themselves to ensure
in, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post,
Try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher. Shot score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, Deflected, no! Rebound! Score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
In, fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
In, fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted.
Good evening and welcome to Adelaide Arena here in Woonsocket, Rhode Island. It is Prep Academy Hockey as the Mount St. Charles Academy team, aptly known as the RI Saints M's, take on the Florida Alliance. Matt Ellis alongside Chris Hitu from inside legendary Adelaide Arena on Military Appreciation Night. So a couple of special jersey looks for the RI Saints, and then the Florida Alliance, who we've never seen before, come in all the way to cold, snowy Ocean State, Rhode Island.
Yeah, they're really making the trek up north from the tropical weather down to basically almost sub-zero temperatures in a way. And we got ourselves a good game set up. The Saints, they've played well all year long. We've seen them from each of their youth teams really take and just be a dominant unit all around, and we're definitely excited to see what they have brought to the table.
Yeah, I would definitely say that the RI Saints have been one of the more powerful teams, especially this U15 side, have been one of the more powerful teams on the Academy side this season. Of course, you know, we cover all sides, the 14s, the 15s, the 16s, the 18s, so certainly plenty to talk about. And for this U15 side, as this team goes, it's White Bear Lake, Minnesota native Conrad Fondrick. 26 games played, 27 goals, 24 assists.
Now that's what I call dominance right there. That's a player that you want to have out on the ice at all times, and it comes down to establishing those forechecks early on in the game and getting that pressure on that defense. And if the Saints can do that tonight, they should be able to walk out of here with the W.
Fondrick heads up that first line at center, along with Matt Tardy and Jack Kennedy. And we'll see Matt Grimes and Dom Soma on the top line defense in front of the 31 of Sammy Doyon Catquiz from Montreal, Canada. 26 games played on the season, a 1.70 goals against average, 91.79 save percentage, and Charlie Abel is in net tonight on the opposite side for the Florida Alliance, who for NHL fans might look a little bit like the Seattle Kraken.
Yeah, we were joking about that a lot at the pregame. The colors, though, and the jersey logo, they're pretty nice, Matt. I don't know.
We are set and ready to go here from Mount. And it's the 5 of Ryder Tanner, who skates to the center to take this face-off against the 10 of Mark Rogers. Mark Rogers will win that one for a moment, but immediately it's taken away by the 21 of Dylan Cryer. Cryer, 12 goals, 19 assists on the season for 31 points for him. He's had a great job from that right wing position as that one is shot immediately by Whitehead. It deflects off of the defensive Kitsis and will come back into the neutral zone. Carried around on the outside corner for a moment by the Saints as they try to move this one up. Whitehead again a shot, and Abel makes the save.
Now that was just a nice movement of the puck. I mean, you can see the Saints already establishing that offensive dominance in the zone right away, and then coming back into the neutral zone and getting the shot right on the goaltender. Talk about aggressiveness right out of the gate.
Tonight's first period on Fans Only Sports Network is brought to you by Stanley Tree, employee-owned and operated. Visit StanleyTree.com for more information, and by Hamden Sports Center, Connecticut's Hockey Pro Shop. On the backside boards is Campbell as he whips that around the corner, tried to horseshoe it around, got pinned off the side boards as it came off the 13 of Ryan Hornberger. In front of the bench, Hornberger sends that one back into the backside, around behind Abel's net, and it will finally get pulled out. They try to exit it out. Barlow had a little tap, got across the blue line, and chasing back for it was Fondrick. Whipping through the center, Conrad Fondrick had 3 blue jerseys on top of him. Gets pulled away again in a shot attempt that got pulled from Kennedy. Back to Kennedy again, traffic in front of him, and it's Barlow, and Barlow will dump that one down, and the Alliance will go for a line change. Yeah. Saints spin this one out to the side. Line change for the Saints as well, too. So fresh 5 on the ice for both sides. That one's going to go all the way down. Icing will be the call. We're going to stop it to play with 15:10 left to go here in the first.
Yeah, and for the Alliance right now, I can see they're really doing a good job defensively of plugging up those holes. The defenders are right there for when the shots are taken on net, but we still need to see them establish the offense, and this icing play could breathe some life into their offensive potential here.
Face off to the right of Catquiz as Hutner sent that one back to the blue line, tried to be held in by Chadwell. Chadwell couldn't hold it in, pulling one in a shot attempt from Tristan Hagerman, and that one was deflected away by Abel. Back again, right in the center area, and trying to see if he could poke that one through. Could not get a full piece on it. It was Ingwerson. Shot again as that came from Dallas Potter. Saints looping this one around the backside, going up top and sending one from long distance was the 27 of Carter Amico. Pushes back past him. Arm is up. Icing will be the call. We'll get a stoppage of play with 14:25.
Right there, right away, the Saints offense being very dominant. 3 shots on net in just that one sequence of plays. And right away, we are starting to see they're going to the middle. They're bringing guys into the slot. They're having defenders shoot from the top into that slot. They're really trying to pick apart the center of the ice right now, Matt.
Nico Bromley won the faceoff, tried to get that back to Dom Soma. And Soma had to chase it as it scooted a little bit past his stick. For Stout. Stout tried to send that across the other way. He gets it through to O'Neal. O'Neal got it up to the center of the ice, and it was taken away. Opportunity cross back on the opposite side, and a couple of shots, and it's caught in Abel's pads behind him as Brady Hall had the last attempt on him.
Wow, they're really putting the pressure on Abel early in this one. And this excuse me, almost caught myself there. This Alliance defense is really just bending a lot right now. The Saints are putting all the pressure in the world right now. This offense needs to generate something, or they're going to find themselves down.
Just 3 minutes gone by in this first period. We thank you so much for tuning in this evening, wherever you might be. Whether you're around the ocean, state, the country, or the world, we're privileged and pleased to have you here with us on Fans Only Sports Network. Our only game tonight. We'll have 3 tomorrow, as we found out that the U15's game, which was supposed to be tomorrow night, was supposed to be that game 4 on the day, has actually been canceled on both Saturday and Sunday. So
Wow.
we're only going to have 3 games tomorrow for Mount on Saturday and then 3 games on Sunday.
Hey,
it's a little bit of a lighter day.
Yeah, it gives us a little bit more rest on our vocal cords, Matt.
I will appreciate that one.
Yeah, definitely. Especially considering you've told me there's times you've called back-to-back up 4 to 5 games plus, and the next day you're like, nobody talk to me. I'm done. I'm checked out for the next 2 days.
Right.
Nobody say a word.
Abel made the save, so we're going to get a face-off off to the side and try to pull one right off of the face-off. Was that 5 of Ryder Tanner? Tanner, 26 games played on the season, just 2 assists. Still looking for his first goal in this season, but that's not his responsibility on this team, as there is one that gets sent over. Amico had an opportunity. It gets pulled off by Barlow at the middle of the blue line area and carried all the way back, but then Amico on the opposite blue line takes it away for the Saints. Nick Whitehead through the center. Whitehead dropped one back for Tanner. Comes back out, 13-shot score! It hits the stick of Ryan Hornberger, and the Cerritos, California native has his 3rd of the season, and the Saints are on the board.
Wow. Now right there, that's just a lot of volleying that's moving the puck around. Saints each time, they find a way to get that puck in the zone and find the opening, and that time, bouncing right off of Abel, going right to the defender, scooping it right through the slot for a quick score.
So Hornberger picks up the first of the night, and the Saints are on the board 1-0, and they're going to win the faceoff right here at center and try to go right back to it. Picked up on the backside boards by Chadwell. Chadwell tries to outlet that one for Hutner. Hutner looking across for Vasilyev. And that one went a little bit past him into the corner.
Already the 10th shot on net tonight so far for the Saints, and we're not even past the 10-minute mark in the first period. So far, 0 for Florida Alliance. Really got to start to get the gears turning, because right now they look dead cold in the ice right now.
Ryder Tanner and Dylan Crayer get credited with the assist. Shot score! A hip shot from the point, and that one found the back of the net. And it's the 16 of Conrad Fondrick. It's his 28th of the season.
And Fondrick's the one we were talking about in the pregame show right there. Already generating more offense, and the Saints just keep picking apart the middle of the ice right there in the Alliance's zone. It's just a tough night so far. Alliance really need to put something together.
2-0 Saints, and we're not even halfway through this first period. They're going to give assist to Soma, his 8th of the season. Kennedy is going to pick up his 14th assist of the season on Fondrick's 28th goal of the season, as we've got a broken twig and a penalty associated with said broken twig. And to the box goes the 9 of James Ace Bond for 2 minutes for slashing.
Yeah.
So 007 did not get out of that one.
No, he did not. And I mean, hey, Saints are up 2-0. This is a perfect opportunity for the Alliance to generate some offense, having the extra man out there.
First power play of the game for either side as Rogers sends that one down underneath. Came back out for Josh Kitsis. And then the Mount defense turns that one into an offensive run, is taking it all the way down the ice and into the back corner. Was the 10 of Dallas Potter trying to go back the other way. Was the opposite 10 of Rogers, and Doyon Katquiz makes the save. Trying to spin one through a large amount of Mount defense was Huttner, and it gets sent all the way down. Saints are going to make a line change here as they get a fresh 4 on the ice with 1:09 left to go in the advantage. 10:51 left here in the first period. Levasseur will get bumped off of the play, and so it will come back again for the 18 of Pierce Stout, and then an offside pass.
And what I'm seeing so far, I don't know if this is the right word, but I just feel disoriented really watching this Florida Alliance team really go at it right now. We're not seeing much organization when they get in the zone, and there's just not a lot of just in sync that we're seeing with this team. And they need to find that sooner rather than later.
A full start on the faceoff will bring it back to center again, as Whitehead was going against the 36 of Watson. And Whitehead's going to get tossed as he went underneath the stick of Watson before Watson had his stick settled. They'll get it that time as skating in to take the faceoff instead was the 21 of Dylan Kreyer. Katquiz got a huge save there as Levasseur sent one right on his padding. Pushing it back the other way are the Saints in the final 30 seconds to go. Here's a spinning attempt, and that one was almost a short-handed shot that came off of Whitehead. Saints track this one back into their defensive zone. Carrying it back behind his own cage. And it's held for a second there by the 13 of Hornberger, who scored the first goal of this one as Barrett tried to bring it out for the Florida Alliance. Barrett powering through 3 or 4 defenders, got it onto the stick of Huttner, and another save from Doyon Katquiz.
Yeah, what we're seeing from the Alliance now, when they get in the zone, they're just not giving themselves enough room, enough extension to really make a play happen. And they just gave away 2 minutes right there of a perfect opportunity to get themselves back in this match.
Pushed back into the zone by Griffin Davey. And that one came back out to Amico at the point. Amico sent that one in, hit traffic, didn't even get through to Abel. Cycled around, and then again for another lap goes Matt Grimes. That's peeled away and deflected up off of the glass. Will go all the way down for icing. Good attempt there from Ryan Barrett, but it will bring the puck back in front of Abel.
Yeah, and I mean, Abel's been doing his job. He's made some good saves so far tonight. But the defense, and I mean the team as a whole for Florida, they just haven't been able to clamp down. They haven't been able to really get in that zone that you need to be in order to compete with a team like this.
Face-off won by the Saints. As it's pushed by Davey around the backside boards. Comes out the other way. Back up at the top point. That one hit the post. A wicked wrister from Matt Grimes, and it doinked the bar on the left side of the net. They'll carry it around the backside. Carter Amico up top. They instead send it around for Nico Bromley underneath. Bromley gets bumped around and loses a handle on the puck, and it kind of ping-pongs around a couple of players before it comes back out on the stick of Barlow. Barlow tried to nutmeg Carter Amico, and instead Amico pulls that one away. Back for Bromley, who will push it all the way down into the Florida zone. Saints will get a line change out of it. Penalty box is empty. We're back to 5-a-side hockey as we play with 8 minutes left to go here in the first. And the Saints lead 2-0. Levasseur sends one into the back corner. Rogers pushed that one out for Kitness, and instead it gets carried out the other way by the 16 of Pondrick, as he dumped it off for Kennedy and into the net of the catching glove of Charlie Abel.
Yeah, and I mean, basically what we're seeing right now is just a talented Saints squad just dominating here in this first quarter of action. They have just really not let off the gas pedal, only allowing 2 shots on their own net so far tonight, Matt. And just the way they've been playing, they just keep this aggressiveness, just everything.
The 18 of Matt Tardy pushed one on Abel, who kicked it away, and then that one finds itself into the seating area as Chadwell tried to throw one on net for the Florida Lions. We'll get a fresh piece of rubber and a face-off that will come up to Doyon Catquiz's right, as Carter Amico having a little bit of a chat with the referees, and that's also a size differential there from the referee to Carter Amico. Amico is like Zdeno Chara on the ice. He has just huge body. Chadwell has that one taken away as a hard shot gets deflected up from Tristan Hagerman. May have gotten a piece of an Alliance player's stick and it hit the glass behind, so it does not go out of play. Comes back for Amico. Amico had that one pulled away from him. Catquiz, huge save on the shot from Ryan Barrett.
And I mean, I like what I'm seeing right now. They're trying to take the chances, but you got to let the play develop. It's tough to really just go into the zone and expect the puck to really find the back of the net every single time when you take that first shot. Establish something. Move the puck. Let your players flow around the offensive zone, and eventually you'll find that opening with the volleying back and forth.
Face-off that is won by the Alliance. Vasilyev moves that one along the backside boards. Coming out, they were looking for Campbell at the point. It gets pinned on the boards by Hardy, and then another attempt is snared by Sammy Doyon Catquiz for a save. Caden Hardy along with Sean Campbell patrolling that side board for the Alliance, trying to see if they can up the number of shots that they've had. But so far, whether it's been Campbell or Hardy, Sammy Doyon Catquiz has been up to the task. Oh, that one hit the post as well on the opposite side shot from Ryder Tanner.
Second time we've seen that tonight, too. It's usually not, it's not every day you see a puck hit the post twice, and not only that, twice in the same period.
Yeah, Nico Bromley had one. Ryder Tanner, as shots are ringing off the post for Mount, though they've got 2 in on the game so far. Ryan Hornberger picked up his 3rd of the season. Conrad Fondrick picked up his 28th of the season. And another penalty to the Saints, as headed to the box is the 8 of Matt Grimes. And he'll sit for 2 minutes. So his second power play of the evening for the Florida Alliance, 0 for 1 on the evening so far. Levasseur sends that one across for the 18 of Stout. Back for Levasseur. Barlow trailing behind him. As the save will be made by Doyon Catquiz. Trying to hear what the penalty was. I think they said 2 minutes for roughing.
Yeah, I didn't really get a good look at the penalty. However, it's the second charge penalty tonight for the Saints, and kind of surprising how disciplined they've been, except on a few occasions, and this is one of them.
So far, a pretty disciplined game, minus 2 little missteps, as Barrett picks that one up at center ice, tries to carry this one back in. Watson out it to Barrett, and Doyon Catquiz slides over to make the save, and a little bit of fisticuffs after the play as they Some of the Saints players felt that Ryan Barrett may have skated a little too close to Doyon Catquiz. Sammy Doyon Catquiz. All of his Mount teammates just called him Sammy the goalie. they felt it was a little easier to just say Sammy the goalie than trying to pronounce his last name all the time.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's a mouthful. It's one of those things where it's really tough. I guess official's talking to the head coach right now.
Official's talking to the Florida Alliance head coach, and then the other official, one of the two, the referee's talking to the Florida Alliance head coach. The linesman over there talking to the Mount head coach. Now looks like we're going to be set and ready to go for this face-off. So Watson will skate to the circle for the Alliance. He's going to win that one, and Levasseur is going to take an opportunity. That's going to deflect right off of Amico's leg. Came back for Barrett. Barrett tried to send one, and that one instead deflects off of Pondrick. Conrad Pondrick carries this one all the way down the ice, and he gets rubbed off of the play in the backside boards by Ryan Barrett. Levasseur tripped up at the blue line. No sign from any of the officials regarding penalty. Pondrick sent one across as he was looking to put that one. Got it tape to tape on the pass to Matt Tardy, but Tardy couldn't pull the trigger. 43 seconds left to go in the man advantage, and 4:50 left to go here in this first period. Barrett picks that one up in front of his goaltender, Abel. Barrett carries this one out, overlapping Huttner. Barrett continues to go and then loses his handle on the puck. Skating over to rub Barrett out of the play is the 17 of Dom Soma for the Saints. They try to flick this one all the way back to the blue line. It is kept in briefly by Sean Campbell. Campbell flicked that one, and it went into the Mount defensive traffic in front of Doyon Catquiz. Off of the backside boards, Catquiz controls that one for Amico. Carter Amico will push this one through the blue line and will dump down as the Saints will go for a line change. Penalty expires, and we're five-a-side hockey with 4 left to go here in the first. Carried on the backside boards. A little bit of a mishandle there. Opportunity for the Saints. Pulls this one back, coming right through into the center, and an opportunity there that could not be pulled off completely by Ingwerson. Deflecting off of the sideboards, back in front, and again Dallas Potter tried to send one kicked aside by Abel. For all things being, though, there are 2 goals on the board. Charlie Abel has certainly had his work cut out for him and certainly kicked away plenty of shots. Otherwise, we could be talking about a very different scoreline than 2-0.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You have to give him so much credit. He's made some very good saves tonight so far. It's really just come down to the defense. We haven't really seen them clog up those holes that they need to, and the Saints have been exploiting that every second they get.
Both goals the Saints scored, whether it was the one from Hornberger or the one from Fondrick, were sniper shots from distance, almost back of the blue line for both of them. That one went around, and that may have been actually a stick hitting the post and not the puck, as that one's waffle boarded by Abel up into the netting, and we'll get a stoppage of play.
And what we're seeing a lot from what the Saints are getting out of Florida's play is a lot of bad passes, a lot of tripping up. We're not really seeing them stay balanced on their skates tonight. And it's just the coordination. There's not enough coordination going on with this offense or defense. Really, the communication is what's key on this line.
Levasseur takes that one over at the blue line on a little bit of a mishandle, but it pops off of his stick, comes back for Grimes. Saints looking to try to clear out of the zone. They're a little bit stuck defensively for a second. They'll just dump this one all the way down, take the icing call. We'll get a stoppage of play. 2:32 left to go. Tonight's first period action on Panzoli Sports Network brought to you by Stanley Tree, employee-owned and operated. Visit StanleyTree.com for more information, and by Hampton Sports Center, Connecticut's Hockey Pro Shop. 2:30 left to go here in the first period, as the Saints move this one through the neutral zone. Carried down into the corner once again. Bromley was going to go around the backside boards. Instead sends it out for Amico. Pushed along again. Off of the side boards as it hit off of Griffin Davey. For Levisser. Linesman trying to jump. That one went up high, and we're going to get an icing stoppage of play. So we're going to only have 3 games tomorrow instead of 4. So we'll go, I believe it's 9-11-1. We were supposed to go 9-11-1-3, but instead it'll just be 9-11 and, or sorry, no, is it 10?
10, yeah.
10-12-2.
There we go.
I'm getting my Saturday and Sunday mixed up.
There you
so
go.
10-12-2 tomorrow.
Evens
then we
and
go.
odds.
Then we go 9-11 and then we go like 9-11-1 on Sunday. So the U15 game for Saturday and Sunday has been scratched off the board. So this will be their last game of the weekend. And we'll see the 14s, 16s, and 18s in action Saturday and Sunday. Of course, you can always tune in right here on fansonlysports.com. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, wherever at FOSPORTZ. Abel will hit that one to the backside boards as it deflected off the top of his glove from Ryan Hornberger, who had the first goal of the evening. Back for Hornberger again. Turns that one across. Attempt for Cryer, and Abel was able to snag that one as Nick Whitehead was right in front of him.
Yeah, that was a very dangerous placement of the puck right there. I mean, the Alliance very lucky to come away with that. It was a lazy pass that nearly found a hole right in the zone there. Very tough look.
That is absolutely disgusting in the shots on goal
It's a
tally.
very lopsided category right now, Matt.
I don't know how to describe that any other way. 22-7 in shots on goal in the first period of a game, and 2 goals on the board from Hornberger and Fondrick, as that one's going to get flicked down into the back corner by Kennedy as we're inside of the last minute to play here in the first period. Vasilyev tried to carry that one out. He gets rubbed out of the play by Soma, and it slotted all the way into the back corner and was pulled out, carried all the way down the length of the ice, trying to spin one. I believe that was the 9 of James Ace Bond. And it will go to the 8 of Vasilyev again, back into the neutral zone, dumped in for one more time, and in the final 10 seconds, that should be it for the period. Kennedy's going to flick it out, try to get one more chance. No, it'll be kicked away, and we will hit the end of the first period of play. 2 goals for the Saints as Hornberger picked up his 3rd of the season. Conrad Fondrick picked up his 28th of the season, and it's 2-0 Saints after 1. They are going to resurface the ice, so we'll resurface ourselves. You're watching RI Saints Hockey on Fans Only Sports Network.
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
In, fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
In, fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, Throws it back in the end zone. Intercepted in the back of the end zone.
Fires. Deflected. No. Rebound. Score!
The handball shot off the post. Score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher. Shot. Score! Cornell down the field. End zone. That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right. Throws it back in the end zone. Intercepted in the back of the end zone.
Fires. Deflected. No. Rebound. Score!
The handball shot off the post. Score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher. Shot. Score! Cornell down the field. End zone. That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right. Throws it back in the end zone. Intercepted in the back of the end zone.
Fires. Deflected. No. Rebound. Score!
The handball shot off the post. Score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher. Shot. Score! Cornell down the field. End zone. That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right. Throws it back in the end zone. Intercepted in the back of the end zone.
Fires. Deflected. No. Rebound. Score!
The handball shot off the post. Score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher. Shot. Score! Cornell down the field. End zone. That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right. Throws it back in the end zone. Intercepted in the back of the end zone.
Fires. Deflected. No. Rebound. Score!
The handball shot off the post. Score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher. Shot. Score! Cornell down the field. End zone. That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right. Throws it back in the end zone. Intercepted in the back of the end zone.
Fires. Deflected. No. Rebound. Score!
The handball shot off the post. Score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher. Shot. Score! Cornell down the field. End zone. That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out.
As we welcome you back in, we're set for second period action here on Fans Only Sports Network as the RI St. M's a 2-0 lead over Florida Alliance. A goal from Ryan Hornberger and another one from Conrad Fondrick, and I feel like I say another one from Conrad Fondrick,
I mean,
and it's his 28th of the season.
but you have to. The talent's there. He's a talented player, and he proved it on that nice 180 spin, using the momentum of his body to get that shot right in on the back of the net. And right now, the Saints are riding high, but when you talk about the Florida Alliance here, I can read this team like a book right now, Matt. I'm telling you from the point, I know when they're going to pass, I know when they're going to really start moving into the zone, and I know exactly when they're going to take shots. And if I can tell, the Saints can tell. What we need and what we see out of the Saints is deception. It's all a mind game against the goaltender. They need to start doing that, the Alliance, against Mount's goaltender, because right now, we can read them exactly the way they're approaching each play in this game.
Charlie Abel in net for Florida Alliance. Sammy Doyen Catquiz in net for the Saints. And we are set to go as Watson is at the center of the circle as they drop the puck, and Watson tussles there with the 11 of Nick Whitehead, and it comes away with the Saints having the puck. Penalty box is empty. We play 5 aside as we start this second period. Tonight's game is brought to you by Stanley Tree, employee owned and operated. Visit StanleyTree.com for more information. And by Hamden Sports Center, Connecticut's Hockey Pro Shop. Whitehead in the corner. Pushes that one all the way back, and an opportunity that gets sticked up into the netting by Abel.
Already, once again, they're going back to the middle of the ice in the offensive zone, trying to find it in that slot from the top, from the point. They're going to just keep going to that middle. We need to see more congestion from this Alliance unit.
Ryder Tanner had the rifle from the blue line. That one hit right back off of the faceoff, and an opportunity that came twice off the stick of Dylan Cryer. Third time's the charm as Cryer scores. It's his 13th of the season for the Concord, Massachusetts native, and hello to Mrs. Cryer, who's at home watching, as Dylan and Matt Cryer, who both play here at Mount Academy, their dad Jim came by our broadcast area
what a coincidence,
on the intermission and said, "Thanks so much, we love what you guys do. Mom's at home watching right now." Well, Mom, one of your sons just scored the third goal of the game.
And just what a way to score the goal. Just good coordination by the offense. They continue to keep the pressure up each shot. And they just keep the pressure brewing and increase the differential between Florida and Mount.
So Cryer gets his 13th of the season. Ryder Tanner and Nick Whitehead will get the assists. For Tanner, it's his 3rd assist of the season. For Whitehead, it's his 22nd. As he trails only Conrad Fondrick in number of assists on this team. He was tied with Matt Grimes, who had 21, but he's now stepped into second place firmly on his own. This one will get cycled around back for the aforementioned Fondrick. Fondrick skates out to the blue line, keeps the puck in play despite his skates going to the opposite side. Pushes one back for a second for Bond. Bond opposite side as he tapped that one off of the stick of the 13 of Hornberger. A little bit of a tussle behind the cage and running into the boards on the opposite side as Rogers got pushed in, and it came back for Fondrick again. Abel kicked one up. Fondrick almost had a second attempt at it. Comes right back down in front and has to get swept away as it got kicked off by Abel and then finally pushed out by Stout. For Rogers to try to bring this one across for the Alliance. Dorian Catquiz is able to kick that one away. Pops over the stick of Kitness and will come all the way back on the Saints. Dragging it as Fondrick into the back corner. Kicked away by the opposite 16 of Campbell. Carter Amico keeps that one in. Opportunity inside again, and that one is sticked aside as it slid underneath the stick of Tristan Hagerman. Corner boards for Huttner. A little bit of a rugby scrum down there between 3 different Mount players and 3 different Alliance players as Kitness tries to get that one. Kitsis had it taken away from him at the blue line as the Saints, getting a little bit of help from the Mount student section on the opposite side of the ice, did not like what was going on. But we get an icing and a stoppage of play. Well, here we are, a little bit of deja vu. Just 3 minutes gone by here in the second period. Saints have already put a goal on the board in the first half of the period once again, as Amico will take this one in the neutral zone. Carter Amico pushes that one across for Grimes. Tried to slide that one up the side boards. It will go all the way down, and we'll get icing again.
And something I really have noticed through the gameplay of the Saints so far, and I think my biggest compliment, is their handling of the puck. We're seeing them just use the ability with their stick, with just everything. They're just able to keep their eyes on the prize. And throughout this whole thing, they've just done a good job of their coordination with their stick and with their teammates in general.
13:40 left to go here in the second period. A faceoff that's won by the Alliance, but they lose handle of it on the zone. Clark had to chase it. Hardy dumps it in. Doyan Catquiz will shepherd that one off to the sideboards. Clark tried to keep it in right in front of his bench. Instead, it's tapped aside and carried by the Saints. Hard shot that's saved by Abel as it came flying off the stick of Novorowski.
And great reaction timing there from Abel. And Matt, I mean, you're right on the money with commending Abel tonight in net. He's just played an excellent game so far. It's just been tough for him to really preventing any goals with this massive shot differential we can see right on our screen.
It's been shot differential and shot distance as well, too. Every single of the 3 goals that Mount scored have come from distance shots. So clearly evident that the Saints are finding a hole in the way Abel is positioning himself.
Yeah, and that's the toughest ones. The shots from the distance, you can misjudge them because sometimes they'll take off right off the floor, and sometimes they just drop right back in. It's just very tough to really be able to make those saves.
Novorowski pushes that one into the corner for Griffin Davey. Davey sends it back up top for Bond. Bond was able to keep it in the zone for a moment. A little bit of a miscommunication, and Watson overstepped that one for the Alliance, was able to bring it all the way back. Minor line change goes for the Alliance. They have more fresh skaters on ice than the Saints do right now, and the Saints are going to have to try to get the puck out of the zone if they want to try to be able to get a line change completed. They're going to get it done as they get the puck out of the zone. It'll be cycled around inside of the offensive zone by Novorowski. He'll be the last one left on ice of the old line. And they'll complete it now as they get offsides called, as Hornberger sent that one in. That was a long shift for the Saints.
Oh, yeah, very, very, very long shift for them indeed.
And one Saints player who came off ice went right down the tunnelway, didn't catch a jersey number on it, but at least immediately came right back up onto the bench, so nothing too bad there. Doyan Catquiz just snared one.
Ooh, that was a lazy roller right there. Very fortunate to have a goaltender with that much awareness to be able to stop the puck right there.
Face off to Doyan Catquiz's left. Rogers will line up against Whitehead. Whitehead wins the faceoff, and Whitehead goes down, but is able to poke the puck through all the way down. Icing called, and Whitehead is slow to get up.
Yeah, that's something you don't like to see right there. I mean, that's a key player to your defense as he scampers out, and he's going right to the locker room.
Yeah, Doyan, that was Carter Amico, that helped Whitehead off of the ice, and Whitehead, yes, went straight down the tunnelway to the locker room, and then so too did the trainer immediately off the bench right behind Nick Whitehead, so we'll see what the situation is there. Toe drag from Fondrick as he dropped one back in a spinning attempt from Tardy. Fondrick drops it for Hornberger, for Amico. Amico tried to poke one through to Fondrick. Was pushed by Rogers looking for Barrett, and it came right back again to Amico. Do not try to do that. Mike O'Neill found out the hard lesson there as he tried to knock out Carter Amico along the sideboards, and instead O'Neill found himself into the boards. I mentioned that earlier. Carter Amico is a big dude.
Yeah, and I mean, you can see him skating off the ice right over there. That's just a big boy. I mean, if that were me on skates, I would not want to deal with the body check coming from him.
Carter Amico, 6'5", 210 at 15 years old.
Like, give me a break. Like, wow, I'm talking about, that's a unit right there.
That's Zdeno Chara, right defenseman. Right defenseman, right shot, 6'5", 210. That's Zdeno Chara.
210 at 15? You kidding me? What diet are we putting this guy on? That's amazing right there.
That is a hockey player without question.
He certainly eats a lot of pasta, I'll tell you that.
Along the backside boards, Saints try to pull this one out again. Hagerman had it on his stick, couldn't pull it. Hardy headed the other way, tosses that one across for Huttner. Huttner lost a handle on it, and it slides into the corner. Saints going the other way, pulling one, and it goes up over top of everything, was Soma. For Huttner again. Huttner's attempt may have actually hit the boot of Ingwerson, and it gets rifled around. Trying to go to the center. There's only 3 gray and white jerseys of the Saints right there in the middle, and they're able to clear it out. 9:45 left to go here in the second. A 3-0 scoreline is adding to the tallies. Was Dylan Kreyer here in this period, picking up his 13th of the season. We had goals from Hornberger and Fondrick back in the first.
Yeah, and what we're seeing a lot is just good forecheck from this Saints unit. We're not seeing enough of a back check coming from what we're seeing with the Alliance. And I mean, that's something, Matt, that you mentioned. We only see 3 guys in the defensive zone. You need to have everybody in there to stop this puck. Because clearly this Saints offense is just going to keep volleying and find that opening over time and eventually exhaust you to the point of letting up a goal.
Levasseur sent one that went up over top of Doyan Katquiz, and then Levasseur came back again right in the center. Here's a foot race headed the other way, and the first one to get there is actually going to be Chadwell. And now odd numbers for the Alliance, racing all the way back to make a stop, and Doyan Katquiz kick save it a beauty, and another kick save as Barlow had 2 attempts. Barlow's going to pick this one up in the corner. Cross for Levasseur. Levasseur will get rubbed off of the play. His stick is tied up. There's a penalty that's going to get called. It's going to be on Mount. And they're going to call a holding call. No, they're going to call a tripping call on Brady Hall.
Yeah, and you could see right away there was definitely some type of hooking or tripping call going on right there. Just didn't look right. And I mean, at the end of the day, what we just saw from the Alliance, that was the pressure I was talking about. They finally started to find that. That's the most pressure they put on the Saints all night long offensively. So for them, get back to that spark. This is the perfect time to, with 2 minutes on the board and an extra man on the ice.
It's the 3rd penalty called on the Saints tonight. Alliance are 0 for 2 on the power play so far. They have not had anyone in the box. Pulling one away and running with a head of steam, Nick Whitehead. Whitehead all over it and couldn't get the shot off.
Wow, Whitehead coming back out on the ice after going into the tunnel just moments ago. He already trying to get himself a goal in this one.
Hardy, with a little bit of a knuckle puck, sends that one down, and it will be stopped by Doyon Catquiz. Take a look at the schedule tomorrow as we'll start off the morning. 10 a.m. the U14s against CP Dynamo, and then a double dose against Connecticut Elite for the U16s and the U18s tomorrow right here on Fans Only Sports Network. 8 and change left to go here in the second, as Fondrick will carry this one out for the Saints. Fondrick was just trying to be able to spin off time, and Fondrick from no man's land scores his second of the game. It'll be number 29 on the season, and it's a short-handed goal.
Creeping close to goal number 30 on the year. What a game from him. I mean, he's almost got the hat trick tonight. He's one away, and just right there, the Saints are just showing their pure, utter dominance in this one. Etching a fourth goal in the affair, and they're just running away with this one.
Hornberger and Fondrick in the first, Krayer and Fondrick in the second. 2 goals in the first, 2 goals in the second. It's 4-0, and they're headed the other way again, and that one went off of the post on the opportunity from Tardy. And the Alliance trying to scream to get a player off of the ice. I think they had too many guys on, and they didn't get caught, luckily, by the officials. They had 6 on the ice. Levisser for O'Neill. For Watson, peeled away by the Mount defense, and it'll just get cycled around by Grimes. Matt Tardy gets an assist on Fondrick's goal. For Tardy, that'll be his 12th of the season. Kitsis cycles back, calling for it was O'Neill. O'Neill got poke-checked by Fondrick. Fondrick is going to run this one down. Fondrick, Potter, Fondrick, and that one went off of Abel's cage and popped right up. Fondrick has it again behind his own net, pushes that one out to the blue line. Poke-checked and ran away the other direction by Vasiliev. Vasiliev tried to send that one through to Rogers, and Rogers got run out by the Mount defense. Penalty box is empty. We play 5-a-side hockey, 6:20 left to go here in the period. Clark will chase this one all the way down. Chasing Clark is the 22 of Ingwerson. Bumping and shoving behind the Florida Alliance net, and the puck slides all the way out into the neutral zone. It will get dumped back in. Saints are trying to make a line change. They cannot. To the blue line, offside called now as it's brought back in. And we'll get a stoppage of play.
And you really have to commend what the Saints have put together tonight. They've proven that not only can they dominate you with just 5, with a full team on the ice, doesn't matter. Take one of those guys out of the equation. They're still going to find the opening. They're still going to exploit your defensive schemes and manage to etch one on the board.
Faceoff gets shoved all the way back into the Saints zone. Hornberger had it for a moment. Passed that one across for Hagerman. Carter Amico for Hagerman as it's moved along. Potter. Shot attempt from Amico at the point. For Potter in the corner. Back up again for Hornberger. Cross for Amico. Amico through traffic, and that one may have deflected off of a couple of Alliance defenders. And then Amico again, and that one hit the backside boards and actually goes up into the netting, and we'll get a stoppage of play.
Want to close your home purchase or refinance faster? Contact me, David Delbonis, at 401-487-7379, President Precision Home Lending. Trust the experts and we'll make your loan experience amazing.
5:06 left to go here in the second period, and a 4-0 scoreline for the Saints. Face-off that is won by the Saints. That one gets clicked out into the corner. Levisser defensively tries to clear that one away into the neutral zone for Florida Alliance as Watson had a tap on it. He tried to send that one up the side boards, but it was intercepted by Crayer as he was coming off of the bench. Crayer pushes this one into the back corner. Trying to go around for Grimes. Does not get there. It will be sent the other way and carried by Vedmed. Opportunity. Dorian Kakwas. It may have gotten behind him, and it got peeled off as
That
Watson almost had it.
Whoa, that was nearly the goal the Alliance needed. It snuck right through the wickets of the tender, and lucky that his defender noticed that puck before it crossed the line, getting across for a goal. Wow. Talk about concentration from this Saints unit.
My apologies on that one, as I just called that one incorrectly. That's Gavin Beal that's actually in net for the Saints right now. So they've switched goaltenders and gone to Gavin Beal, the St. Louis, Missouri native. 2.39 goals against on the season and 88.24 save percentage. So Dorian Kakwas, who started this game, pulled in favor of Gavin Beal, and that's really not a favor when you're up 4-0. It was just pulled for the sake of platooning the goaltenders in a 4-0 game when you've got to play again tomorrow.
Yeah, and they're playing a very comfortable lead right now. Give your goaltender some rest. He's played an amazing 1.5, maybe 1 3/4 period so far tonight.
So Dorian Kakwas gets a shutout first half, and then Gavin Beal will shepherd this one to the finish line. The way it's going so far, he's about ready for a shutout second half.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, you also, besides just commending the goaltenders, you have to commend the Saints defense. Just what they've been able to put together. Their forecheck is just unbelievable. They've just been able to really establish it every so way. And then when they have to back check and go back to their zone, they're still all over the puck.
And Gavin Beal still getting himself sorted out in net as well, too. During that stoppage of play on the icing call, was taking a little bit of a skate around, and then we just saw him doing some stretches in between the pipes. And the referee is throwing members of the Mount student section out of the game.
Yeah, and I saw him leaning up against the glass. Might have chirped at something, said something rude to the referee. They're not going to stand for that. That's something that they're not going to tolerate.
Yeah, a little bit too close for comfort there, kind of over top of the glass. We saw it from our vantage point, and he wants him gone. They went up top and tried to go like inside of the massive Mount students that are back there, and no, he wants them out of the arena.
Yeah, I mean, that's just one of the things. You can't risk it. If you're going to see him do something like that, they might try and do it again. It's a tough call by the referees, but it's something they have to do in order to keep the game intact the way it is.
3:56 left to go here in the second. Watson could not win that one for the Alliance. Mount keep it going. Fondrick spinning through. Fondrick right on the doorstep. Backhander attempt. Still didn't get it to go. Abel kicked that one away as he lost his stick in the process of it, and a little bit of fisticuffs after the play as well.
Wow. You'd think something would sneak by right there, but Saints, I mean, they haven't really been able to get up close and find the net. I mean, Abel's been very excellent when the pressure's right in his face.
Face-off again, won by the Saints, kept into the zone there as Hornberger had it right at the blue line. Levisser behind the backside boards. It will skate all the way out into the neutral zone. Hornberger will chase it back, picked up by Bond. Bond flicked one up, was looking for Fondrick, and instead it comes down for Barlow. Barlow will have it dispossessed from his stick. Carried through by Tardy. Matt Tardy has an assist tonight as he sends that one right back out in front, and another shot, this time from the 19 of Jack Kennedy. The Tardy, Fondrick, Kennedy line, along with Grimes and Soma, or Bond and Hornberger, whichever defensive pairing they go with, has been really the lethal line tonight. Tardy and Kennedy have assists. Fondrick has 2 goals. Hornberger has a goal. As this one gets left hanging, and an opportunity there for Bromley. Bond will skate off the ice in favor of Carter Amico as they complete line changes for the Saints. 2:20 left to go here in the second. Tap pass from Davey for the 8 of Grimes. As Amico brings that one in. Snap shot, and it hit off of the post from Griffin Davey.
That's the 3rd time it's happened tonight. I mean, there's just something telling us that the hockey gods don't want this to be a ridiculous score right now, Matt. It's already out of hand as it is.
The number of times the Saints have dinked the post tonight is probably more than we might see the entire rest of the weekend.
Or even in a hockey season in general. I can't tell you how many times I've actually seen a game like that.
As, again, more fisticuffs after the play. Now we're going to get penalties, and this time it should be coincidentals. They're going to put 2 in the box for Florida. Hutner and Vasiliev. So they're trying to sort this one out. There is a slashing call and a roughing call. So it's coincidentals for roughing to Vasiliev and a Mount player who, unfortunately, I can't see the jersey right now, and then Hutner is going to get 2 minutes for slashing. So they'll put the 2 minutes for the slashing penalty on the board. And the Saints are on the power play for the first time tonight. Oh, that was right on the line, and it got peeled away as Amico had a great pass across for Ingwerson. Pop up. Barrett chases Amico back into the zone defensively. Carter Amico tried to push that one, and then Amico just takes out Barrett from behind. No call from the officials.
That was a pretty clean hit right there, right in front of the bench. No boarding at all. Just big body dude knocking some of these young kids to the floor.
A snapshot. That came off of the stick of Nick Whitehead. Matt Grimes is the Mount player who got called for the coincidental roughing minor. So Grimes and Vasiliev, 2 minutes each for roughing, and then Hutner gets the 2 minute call for slashing, and that put the Saints on the first power play tonight. There'll be a little bit of carryover time here if the Saints don't score, as that one gets sent right through the center. Soma rifled one that hit some traffic. For Kennedy. Taken away by Rogers. Kennedy steals that one back. sliding it into the corner and chasing for it in the corner. Trying to pick that one up was the 21 of Cryer. Behind Gavin Beal as it's taken back up the ice by the 17 of Soma. Around the backside boards in the final 5 seconds to go. And this one will take us to the end of the second period. 18 seconds of penalty time remaining. But again, it's 2 goals from the Saints in the second. They've got 4 on the day. Conrad Fondrick has 2 of the 4 goals. And we'll head to the intermission break. You're watching RI Saints Hockey on Fans Only Sports Network.
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
right kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher. Shot score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
First right kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
First right kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
First right kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
First right kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
First right kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
First right kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, Deflected, no! Rebound! Score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Oh, Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
Comes in, fires, deflected, no! Rebound! Score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the
Oh,
touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
Comes in, fires, deflected, no! Rebound! Score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher shot, score! Cornell down the
As we welcome you back, and we are set for a third period action here on Fans Only Sports Network. 18 seconds of power play time left for the RI Saints as they come into this period 4-0. They've put up 2 goals in the first, 2 in the second. Hornberger and Fondrick in the first, and then Kreyer and Fondrick in the second. So Conrad Fondrick has stretched his tally to 29 on the season. And
Still has a chance to get number 30.
Yeah, coming. It's coming. If not today, it's going to come next weekend as that one gets sent by the 27 of Amico, and it went all the way down the opposite side of the ice. 3 games for the Saints tomorrow. It'll be the 14s, 16s, and 18s in action, and then same thing on Sunday. 15s were scheduled to play tomorrow and Sunday as well. Those games have been scratched off the schedule, so we'll only have this one tonight. Around the backside boards, and again a shot that went just wide of the net this time as it came from the 9 of Bond. The slashing penalty assessed to Hutner has expired, so we're back to 5-a-side hockey, and Vasiliev and Grimes will still be in the box until the next whistle on the coincidental minors for roughing. Hornberger sent one, and that one deflected off of the boot of Watson and went to the corner of Levasseur. Kitsis just had it roll off of his stick, and Hornberger picks it right back up. Kitsis dispossessed Hornberger for Levasseur. Back for Campbell, and Campbell sends that one down into the corner. Hutner looped it around the back side. It ping-pongs around. Hutner for Levasseur. Off of the post, and then Gavin Beal lost sight of it. Barlow keeps it in for the Alliance. Back once again for the 5 of Ryder Tanner. We'll get a whistle, stoppage of play for icing, and we'll get the penalty boxes emptied of the other 2, and now we're back to full even strength. Face-off won by the Saints, and the referee got taken down, and we're going to get an interference call.
Yeah, that's just a silly mistake right there. I mean, and hey, I like the honesty right there. He owned up to it.
Carter Amico. And he's getting an explanation from the referee in regards to the penalty call, but Amico's going to go into the box 2 minutes. It's going to be the 4th power play for the Alliance, 0 for 3 on the day. Fondrick cycles with that one himself in the corner, was trying to look for the 18 of Matt Tardy. Levisser was trying to drop for Barlow, couldn't. Horseshoes it around for Watson. Off of the side boards, and it will get cleared out of the zone, comes all the way back. Barrett for the Alliance. 1:20 left to go in the advantage, 14 remaining in regulation. It's a tough ladder to climb for Florida Alliance. They've got to try to get 4 goals in this period without Mount scoring, and I don't know if that's something that's possible to do. And that's going to be offsides called as Bondrick got taken down by Ryan Barrett. No call from the referees.
Yeah, and that ladder right now for Florida, I mean, it was tall already, but it's getting even taller and taller as time goes on in this one. They've had some opportunities. They just haven't been able to really execute and secure the deal when it comes down to it.
That is not a mistake in the upper left corner of your screen. The shots on goal really is that bad of a differential.
It is a huge differential, Matt. It's been an interesting evening of logging these shots on net, to say the least.
Hardy tried to get one through Gavin Beal, but instead it fluttered wide to the side, pushes it all the way back. Rogers off of Campbell, has to be controlled by Abel. Offside for the Alliance. .25 remaining in the penalty, 13:05 left to go here in the game. Hutner, Kitsis, Rogers, as he gets that one all the way across the opposite side for Campbell. Nowhere to go for Campbell, and it's sent back the other direction from Whitehead. Campbell trying to carry across. Whitehead dispossessed him again, and then it's pushed off sides as Campbell was trying to push it forward for Hutner. Tonight's third period on Panzoli Sports Network brought to you by Stanley Tree, employee owned and operated. Visit StanleyTree.com for more information, and by Hamden Sports Center, Connecticut's Hockey Pro Shop. 2-1. The penalty is expired, and we are back to 5-a-side hockey. And a straight all the way down, Gavin Beal is able to make the stop on a very tracking Hutner. Watson against Whitehead. Whitehead pushes him off of the puck, and it comes back for the Saints to be able to move out of the zone. Tic-tac-toe passing back to Whitehead again, and that one goes right off of Abel's glove. And Nick Whitehead is all of a sudden all over the ice right now for the Saints. Here's Whitehead again. Loop around shot, score! Nick Whitehead on the 360 spinorama.
And that's just great deception right there, Matt. Just going right around the net, faked that he was going to take the shot initially and finds the back door when he came around the other side. Excellent execution right there.
Whitehead will pick up his 16th of the season. And it'll be a 5-0 scoreline for the Saints, who have now had at least one goal in every period of this game. We'll wait to get the official scoring to tell you who the assists are. But all things being said, Hornberger, Frondrick with 2, Crayer and Whitehead. They're going to call it unassisted. So it now stands Hornberger and Frondrick in the first, Crayer and Frondrick in the second, and now adding to it is Whitehead in the third. Pushed across for Brady Hall. Hall will dump that one into the corner as the Saints will go for a line change with 11 left to go. Top corner. And an attempt from Hornberger. Amico and Barlow getting into a little bit of a tete-a-tete directly below our broadcast position in front of the Florida Alliance bench. In the corner, Vedmed for Barlow. Levisser on the opposite side, and he's dispossessed by Hornberger, who sends it all the way down. Icing will be the call. 10:41 left to go. We'll take a look again at tomorrow's schedule as we get things started. The U14s, 10 a.m. against CP Dynamo, and then a double dose against Connecticut Elite as the 16s and the 18s go to action. 10, 12, and 2 tomorrow right here on fansonlysports.com. The gentleman sitting to my left, Chris Hito.
Yes, sir.
We'll have the calls all tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, you'll be able to hear the dulcet tones of Chris Hitu all day tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen.
And then you'll have me back on the mic on Sunday for the 3 games to close off this weekend as we complete a very full weekend of Academy hockey here at Mount. 7 games over the course of the 3 days, and certainly we'll also turn our heads towards the Mount St. Charles varsity high school team, who we saw practicing on the ice as we were getting things set during pregame as high school hockey season gets underway next Friday.
It's that magical time of year here in the state of Rhode Island, right here in Fans Only Sports Network, and next weekend it's going to be quite a start to the season. Some great games we have on the ticker.
A slate of Mount St. Charles Academy games. Shot, score! Matt Tardy, his 11th of the season. Saints have done 2 in each period. It's a 6-pack of goals.
Yeah, and what a way to top off the 6-pack, knocking the water bottle right off the net. You could see it move from the center. It moves right over to the edge right there. That's always something you love to see in hockey, is seeing that water bottle go.
I think that one's going to go unassisted as well, and so Matty Tardy is going to pick up his 11th of the season unassisted. They do call it unassisted. So Whitehead and Tardy here in the third as Abel stops that one. 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third. Consistency.
Consistency is definitely key, and that's what we've seen all night long from the Saints unit, whether it's offense, defense, goalkeeping. They're just there, and they're ready to play, and they're ready to dominate, and they've done exactly that, is dominate in this matchup tonight.
47-18 is the shots on goal differential. I'm not sure I will do another game this season that I'm going to see a shots on goal differential that large.
I would not. I would hope not.
It's been a very interesting night. If you're the Saints or any of the Saints fans, family, friends watching, you're looking at this game and you're happy with it. Vasiliev sends one that's snagged out of the air by Beal. This is going to be for all things being, 8:45 away from a co-shutout for Doyon Catquiz and Gavin Beal. Chadwell off the side boards. St. defense all over top of him as they tried to get it through to Watson, and immediately pushed away by multiple white and gray jerseys. Saints wearing their special military camouflage style jerseys on Military Appreciation Night. Had a great ceremony before the game recognizing former Mount students, some of them players on Mount State Championship hockey teams who served in our armed forces over the years. And of course, recognizing those men and women who are no longer with us, who played the ultimate sacrifice for our freedoms, losing their life in the line of duty, including one Mount alumni who is the TK that you see referenced on the side of the jerseys, on the shoulder of the Mount jerseys. A Mount alumnus who served in our armed forces in the U.S. Army and lost his life in the line of duty from a IED in Afghanistan in 2012, and that was part and parcel to what created this Military Appreciation Night here at Adelard.
I come from a military family, Matt, and every time I see something like this unfold, it's just quite an honor. It's something that's just great to see, that we appreciate the men and women who do a lot for us to maintain just the freedoms we have and for us to enjoy events like this.
Yeah, my dad was a civilian director at the Naval Research Laboratory for a number of years, worked with a lot of members of the United States Navy, and my cousin Eric actually served in the U.S. Navy.
I had a father, my father, Air Force Reserves for many years, and then his father before him served in the Korean War, and then my grandmother, well, my grandmother's husband, my grandfather, was in the Army Air Force back in World War II.
Yeah, so our thoughts and thanks and appreciation to everyone who's done that so that we can have our freedoms to be able to do these games. As that one is saved by Gavin Beal on the attempt from Campbell. Will get us a stoppage of play with 6:48. Face-off to come to Beal's left, as they go with Hutner, Vasiliev, Hardy, O'Neill, and Micah Clark, the 5 on the ice for the Alliance as they get the line change. Mount keeps who they had, and Beal will stop that one as it slides through as Vasiliev trying to tap it on the doorstep. Clark. Corner for Hutner. Saints peel this one away. Can get a deflection off of the sideboards. Open ice space. Rifling one was the 22 of Ingwerson, and it goes off of the blocker pad of Abel. Cycling around the backside. It's picked up by O'Neill. O'Neill dispossessed as it's kept in by Hagerman. They tried to release it off the stick of Vasiliev. An offside call as it ping-ponged around before it was finally pushed over by Hutner. Face-off will come for Watson. Carter Amico peeled that one away. Jack Kennedy. Kennedy fired one, and that one has to get blocked aside by Abel. Off of the sideboards, Amico chases it back. Icing negated as Amico touched the puck for Kennedy all the way across for Fondrick. Fondrick lifting one, shot, score! Conrad Bondrick put it up on Abel, and it came back with a juicy rebound right in front, and it gets tapped home by Jack Kennedy for his 16th of the season, and it's 7-0 Saints.
Yeah, not too much to add there, Matt. They're just doing everything that they've done from start to finish here. They keep the pressure up, they keep attacking, and they're up in a very dominant fashion. And something to note, Matt, we've had 75 shots in this game. We've already talked about it, but 54 of those going to the Saints, 21 for the Alliance. Make that 22 now.
Jack Kennedy is going to get his 16th of the season. Conrad Fondrick's going to pick up his 25th assist of the season, so a 2-goal, 1-assist night for Fondrick. They're going to give an assist to Matt Tardy as well, who's going to pick up his 12th assist of the season. So what a game for that top line of Tardy, Fondrick, and Kennedy. Tardy gets a goal and an assist. Kennedy gets an assist. Fondrick, 2 goals and an assist.
Yeah, it's just that first line is just dominant. We're talking about just a team that's just able to deploy whatever line it's got, but that top line, you know what you're getting out of it, and they're proving it tonight. 7-0 lead with 4:58 left to go. Perfect spot to look if you're the head coach. You have a big smile on your face right now.
4 of the top forwards for the Saints, Fondrick, Kennedy, Whitehead, Crayer, all have goals tonight. That's just kind of nuts, but that's the way this U15 side has been all season long.
They've been dominant. They've got the power, the finesse. They know exactly what they need to do.
Florida's going to get one and break the bagel on the opposite side of the board as Ryan Barrett sticks one in.
They finally managed to sneak one through. It's a great effort right there. Some good pressure. They finally started to find their stride late in this one, Matt. It's just too much right now for them to truly come back.
I knew that was going to happen.
I did too.
So Florida gets one through, and they get 7-1 with 4 and change left to go. And that ladder is, I think, still a little too hard for them to climb.
Absolutely. I mean, you're talking a 6-goal differential now at this point, as if 7 wasn't bad enough. It's just a lot for them to really afford to come back from at this point. They're going to have to do a lot in the next 4 minutes. If you're an NHL team, maybe it's realistic. It probably is a little realistic, but at the same time, I would say at this point in the game, too little, too late. Pops the water bottle out again, Matt, as it hits the top shelf of the net. Just, I don't know how these kids do it, man, but they're very talented, and they keep proving it every second they get.
His seventh of the season. It's an 8-1 scoreline with 2:54, and I think for all intent and purpose, you can write this one into the books as another Saints victory.
And it's definitely one of the most dominating performances I've seen them do all year long against teams. And right here, it just proves, you can see it systematically. They move the puck around effectively on each sequence, and they all just know where they're at. They're all in their same mindset. They know the plays well, and they perform and execute to the best you could ask for.
Somehow Abel came up with that one as there was plenty of open net space for Potter. Potter picked up an assist on Hagerman's goal, so that's going to be his 9th of the season for Potter. Face-off one by Madman. For Barlow, for Watson, pulled away by Carter Amica. Amica will push that one forward for Kennedy. Got Kennedy, and that one off of the blocker pad up into the netting. We got another stop in play. Rogers will go to the face-off circle. And then Tart Fonzo drops that one. Sent across for Amico. That deflected off, and somebody's sticking way up into the net. Do it again from the face-off dot to the left side of Abel. Andre. Jumps to the guard. Finder trying to pull one and it came back to him. The Saints carry this one back into the center ice area. Fondrick picks this one up as he goes across for Tardy. Back to Fondrick again. They are trying to get Fondrick that Addy. Kind of an unnecessary situation with a minute 27 left to go and up 8-1. But they're just doing everything to counter Fondrick, but he's going to go off the ice. That might have been his last shift of the game.
Yeah, and he deserves it. He's played an unbelievable night so far. This whole team has played an has had an unbelievable performance out on the ice tonight.
2 goals, 1 assist on the night for Conrad Fondrick. Pass Levisser. Into the corner for Bond. Anika. It'll hit off of the sideboards, comes back away, and Whitehead scores! Nick Whitehead up to his second of the game, 17.
And in the beginning of this game, or at least in the second period, we saw him go down, and like I said before, go into the tunnel, comes back out, a whole new guy, and gets himself 2 goals on the night.
Yeah, Nick Whitehead has had both of those goals. Nick Whitehead's had both of those goals since he came back into this game.
And that's just a great way to battle adversity, especially when you're getting chipped up like that. Just love that type of player right there.
Vasilyev. Amico. for Rogers. Behind, trying to stuff one past Beal, and I think it got in. It did.
Yeah, he brought his stick around to the back door and just kind of forced it right in between the goalie and the post. Etching himself a goal. Make this not look as bad as it was.
One of the Florida coaches on the bench saying, you got plenty of time. There's 25.9 seconds left. I'm not sure what.
I'm not convinced by that argument.
I'm not sure what you're.
It's a bold take.
Yeah, that's a bold statement.
Yeah.
This one will kind of ping pong around through the neutral ice area. Ryder Tanner trying to push one. Comes all the way back, fired hard. As that one went around the side boards from Tom Soma, will skate all the way down, and that will be it. 9 goals on the night for the Saints. It came from just about everybody that you would think of. Hornberger got it started, and then it was Tardy, Hagerman, Krayer, Whitehead, Fondrick, Kennedy. Pretty much everybody on the top half of the roster sheet got a point tonight in some way, shape, or form, whether it was a goal or an assist. And a 9-2 scoreline for the Saints over the Alliance.
Yeah, that was just a very dominating performance. We saw it right away from the opening minute in this one till the very end. The Saints put their foot on the gas pedal and just never looked back. They completely dominated this one over the Florida Alliance. And hey, you got the day off tomorrow now. You got the night to celebrate. These guys deserve it.
Yeah, they're going to have the rest of the weekend off as their 2 games from Saturday and Sunday both have been scratched off of the board. So this is the last time the 15s have to play on the weekend. I'm going to have to say, for all intent and purpose, player of the game, 2 goals, 1 assist on the day, goes to 29 goals on the season, goes to the White Bear Lake, Minnesota native Conrad Fondrick.
Yeah, I mean, he just played an unbelievable game all around, got those goals up on the board. And not only that, he had his teammates to really help him out. This team just looks very complete, and they're going to be scary going down the road.
I'm going to give a second star to Nick Whitehead, 2 goals, and he came back from taking a knock and went off into the tunnelway into the locker room, comes back, scores 2 goals.
I almost wanted to give him player of the game after battling adversity with that injury. Came right out of the tunnel, put 2 goals on the board, and gave this team an even more dominating finish than it already was.
Third star, you don't see defenders score too often. Ryan Hornberger got it all started, picked up his 3rd of the season.
And that's just something you love to see. Just kind of getting it started. And hey, you haven't had many goals in the season, but you lit the spark that led the Saints to where it all ended up.
That'll do it for us here from Adelard Arena. We thank you so much for tuning in this evening on Fans Only Sports Network. For Alden Darris, Chris Hetu, I'm Matt Jolis. We'll see you tomorrow from Adelard. Till then, good night.